Oh, final whistle has gone at Ewood Park, and unfortunately, a defeat. It's actually back-to-back home defeats now for Rovers, losing 2-0 to a Norwich City side that were a little bit about. They had a little bit more about them today. Rovers costly in the first half, and just lacking. Well, end product. I think that's probably the best way to do it. I'm not too disheartened about it. I think, when you're up against a team that spent, they spent 15 million on a winger, Van Vaartsen or whatever it is, Norwich. They've got the best striker in the league by a distance. It's always going to be a tough old slog. So, Liam Manning's team, have gone through a bit of a rough start to the campaign themselves, more specifically their home form, just like us right now, without a win. It was always going to be a tough old slog, but we made it more difficult for ourselves with a bit of a sloppy bit of defending with McLoughlin pulling down Norwich man in the box. Not only ref just gave a penalty, but he also sent McLoughlin off. So we were down at 10 men. We were down at 10 men for pretty much 45 minutes. Penalty was converted by, of course, the lethalist man in town, Josh Sargent. I don't know now how many goals he's got for the campaign, but regardless, But, hey, you know what? I got to give Rovers a bit of credit. We did create some chances. We tried to, with the one-man deficit, we tried to get back into it. We had a couple of glowing opportunities. Cargbo had a really good one. But unfortunately, he is lacking that end product big time. I think that could be said for a number of our attacking options at the moment. I think Carbo, yes, he's fast. I get that. I understand that. But his final ball, whether it's a shot on goal or a crucial pass, is wanting to be improved upon dramatically. If he could do that, then yes, we'd have ourselves an absolute player on our hands. But at the moment, it's looking like he's got the pace that everybody would love to have, of course. But the end product of like a League Two player right now, honestly, it is quite tough to see that changing quickly. And I do see the formation, not the formation, but the starting 11 changing for Rovers pretty soon. I think we'll see a couple more possibly additions to the club here. I know the Icelandic fella expected to sign imminently, whether it's today, tomorrow. But a new midfielder could come in there, and maybe another forward of sorts, and maybe another centre-back. So I do think, we're not done yet, and I think this could be an interesting couple of days. Or I might be wrong. Maybe this is it. But if I was, I'd be looking at another wide man, because I do think Morishita, the new Japanese fella, is something I'd like to explore more. Hedges has actually been really good. I gave him his dues here. So those two of them, right now Hedges starts. Morishita actually would get above Cargbo here. And if you could find another one to play out wide, then maybe Hedges, Morishita, and another plus Cargbo. Four people for the wings, 2 left, 2 right. It's probably what you ideally want. And then midfield, I think Tavares looked shit today, really was. And to make matters worse, Travis gets himself a victory over with Derby at Ipswich. So we could do with an experienced head in midfield, because Tavares is still young. There's still, a lot, there's a player in there. We spent a bit of money on there, and we will hope to reap our rewards at some point. But right now, I don't think he has much competition. Baraji's here, but he's injured. Forshaw is, Forshaw I probably would take at the moment over Tavares. So I think Buckley's now gone. Yeah, I think to get someone else in, and maybe that's on the agenda as well. So second goal by chance. We had a couple of good chances. Cargbo should have put one away. I think Hedges cut a couple, an opportunity as well. And Maktar coming on instantly, first moment of his game, literally within the time he came on, offside. And he had about 4 offside shouts the whole time. So I don't know what's wrong with him. He maybe has to go to Specsavers or something to figure out where the offside thing is. But, it's just poor. Anyway, game was over. Josh Sargent wrapped up his second of the day, and 2-0 for Norwich. So, hey, it was always a big ask to get a result here. I didn't really, honestly, wake up today thinking we're going to win this game. I always had some reservations about it. I do think we're in safe hands, Big Val. I do think the window still will have a decisive factor on which side of the table we're going to finish in the top half or in the bottom half. But right now it's going to be a testing 48 hours or so for Rovers to see just who will be a Rovers player at the end of it. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Enjoy the 2 weeks off. I will.